Also, the big glass windows.
Hey, buddy. It falls, it shatters.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry. I look so dirty.
Thank you, Sam. In reclaiming our past, we've uncovered a number of vital clues. Don't worry, I just got back. We have time. When you met with Mama,
That's not how you use that.
you
No.
experienced a strong antigen-antibody reaction, correct?
There was a BT in the room.
There was, but something else may have been causing it. I've discovered large quantities of chiral matter in Mama as well. Not just the usual kind that collects on our skin or on our suits. It's in all her cells. Cells that are no longer active. The BT you encountered there was special. It was her child, but also her own soul.
But her soul's in her sister.
Somehow, her car and half failed to separate. They must have remained connected through the umbilical cord. It's the only explanation.
Is that why I didn't get a bruise where she touched me?
Yes, and there's more.
10 seconds to cardiac arrest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I modified the log times. Headquarters will have no record of what we say. Look, a message from Dead Man. It came with the umbilical cord.
Sam, I'm sorry. You deserve to know what you were carrying. But I couldn't risk Die Hardman finding out about the case. So I had no choice but to keep it off the books. You've got to keep this between us. We still don't know if the director can be trusted. The umbilical cord was taken from Bridget's strand. I removed it in secret. The cord wasn't attached to a fetus.
Ew.
It was outside her body.
Ew.
She asked me to take care of it. Said it was the key to unlocking the Death Stranding. But she insisted that I never tell the director. The cord shows no sign of decomposition or necrotization. Almost as if it's frozen in time. I thought Hartman might be able to make sense of it. So I had it hidden with your cargo at Mountain Knot City.
Dead Man's observations were accurate. It's just like Mama's corpse.
What do you mean?
I mean, they share a very unique property. Both contain large amounts of chiralium in their cells. In other words, the president's cord was somehow connected to the beach, and that allowed it to escape the flow of time. I've put together the bones of a theory. It's patchy, but worth sharing, I think. Life on Earth has been rocked by many extinctions, great and small, including the Big Five. And if you examine the Earth's strata, its history, if you will, you'll find chiralium deposits that can be dated to each. What if the manifestation of beaches and other associated phenomena correspond to extinction-level events?
You mean?
Yes. Our Death Stranding could just be the latest of many. The records and research you helped us to recover strongly suggest that we are in the middle of the 6th extinction.
6th extinction? Come on.
You know what this is, yes?
A frozen mammoth from 10,000 years ago.
You knew exactly
Correct.
how long ago.
And this?
The Iceman from 5,300 years ago.
They both had the same umbilical cords.
But
Bullshit.
Humor me. What if the mammoth and the Iceman weren't frozen?
You're saying time stopped for them just like it did for Mama?
Unfortunately, all these specimens were lost in the Death Stranding, so there's no way to examine the genuine articles, but some fragments of data did survive. With the aid of the chiral network, we may be able to piece together something more concrete using Evo-Devo tech. All right, how's this? A dinosaur from 65.5 million years ago. Umbilical cord, not decomposed.
Only mammals have umbilical cords.
No, only mammals have umbilical cords used for childbirth. This is something else. Call it a strand from the other side. I propose that mammalian umbilici are a sort of mimesis of the strand that then evolved over time. We shouldn't assume that everything about a Death Stranding is detrimental to life. Trilobites, ammonites, dinosaurs, the mammoth, the iceman, all preserved as if frozen in time, all without exception, found with strands, which is to say that all may have been connected to the beach. And this, when viewed in the context of the extinction entity, EE theory, leads me to surmise that organisms with strands are in fact extinction entities. You see, Sam, EEs are connected to the beach via their strands. And it is through this connection that they somehow bring about a Death Stranding.
So you're saying Bridget was an extinction entity?
It's far too soon to say anything for certain. And since you burned her body, we may never know.
Higgs said Amelie's an EE, that she doesn't have dooms like the rest of us.
Sam, think. Assume that President Strand was an EE. Isn't it possible that her daughter is too? At the very least, Higgs may hope as much now that the president is unavailable.
So he kidnaps her for EE powers or whatever to cause a mass extinction.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. I doubt a single EE is powerful enough to cause a Death Stranding, assuming Amelie is an EE.
Well, Higgs sure thinks she's got what it takes.
Indeed. And we need to get her back as soon as possible.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Ah, this one is real. Sam, go west.
How do you want me to handle Die Hardman?
With your customary reserve. Nothing good will come of him learning of our suspicions. Whatever else is going on, we still need the chiral network.
Right.
Activating lab security measures. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoops, that might be bad.
What? He left the picture
He
up?
might have left evidence of what we were talking about, since it was supposed to be like secret.
Maybe he just
whatever.
likes looking at her beautiful photograph.
Look at this graph.
Ah.
That was very jargon filled and difficult to follow to some extent.
Yeah.
But apparently there's, just to make this more confusing, there's another kind of umbilical cord that's not the same thing as an umbilical cord, and mammals maybe mimicked that when they made their own umbilical cords, but there's a different thing that's like a
So it's basically
ectoplasm umbilical cord. For,
it's a umbilical cord to death, basically. You know, to whatever. And
so we had our mom's umbilical cord, which
ew,
existed
that's
somehow.
so gross. I'm so grossed out by this. Sorry.
So like these creatures that are stuck with these umbilical cords just have one all their life, I guess.
And just hangs down like a tail.
Is it invisible?
No, well,
Is it a ghost umbilical cord that even they can't see?
No, because all of those critters had it.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
So your mom just had an umbilical cord.
Like the adult man had an umbilical cord.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have questions. So he just had to live with like a weird front tail his whole life.
I think your mom had that too, apparently.
There was stuff to unpack there that was like a lot to take in.
Well, the thing I don't understand is he's saying like...
Ah.
Sam, when you're ready, proceed to the shore of the tar belt and begin work on the chiral relay. Once it's ready, use the Cupid to bring it online. The necessary materials are prepped for you. Supplies are limited, so handle them with care. You'll be carrying a lot, too. All things considered, this might be one of your hardest runs to date. Hartman knows more about the site than I do, so he'll take it from here. It's about time for his wake-up call anyway.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
He recovers
Right.
pretty fast.
About that way station. The site we have chosen was an original candidate for the way station we lost to the tar belt. Ironically, we suspended construction because we deemed it a little too unstable and not worth the risk. But this time, it's our best shot. So let's hope we weren't right to change horses in midstream. Fortunately for us, the foundation we laid down is still intact. All you have to do is transport the necessary materials to the site and finish the job. I'm afraid it's the only way we can expand the network further west and rescue Harmony. We're counting on you, Sam.
We'll probably need a car or something.
Or something.
Whoa. That looks far away. Except for, well, until you count how much of that is covered in my little yeah, I can see it right there. My forklift thing, my zip line. And then from there it gets more flat for a while. That'll be a process. But we're not doing that right now. We're looking for cosplayer.
Hey,
Roboticist, doctor, paleontologist, Devo. Are we not men? Devo.
yeah, but so the thing I don't understand about his little diatribe there was he's saying like the EEs cause extinction events. What I thought he meant initially is that they're just like ominous, like they imply that an extinction event is happening, or that there's such an anomaly that it accidentally causes an extinction
but no,
event.
it turns out our mom was like a extinctionist superpower monster.
But apparently it's a superpower, which I don't like. Like I thought maybe just like these creatures had their strands attached still, and they weren't supposed to, and this kind of like unnatural anomaly caused some sort of like void out because the Earth couldn't process that this existed. Like it wasn't supposed to exist, you know. It's trying to, I don't know. I thought it was like an accident, but apparently these are superpowers that they have, and that there's more than one at a time. I thought it was like an omen, like
whoops.
Like when
I just threw away like 500 special alloys.
Oh no, okay.
Because I just deposited like 700 and then we cap out. When apparently, I think it was like 1200. Whoops. I don't think there was even a message like being like, uh-oh. Well.
But yeah, I thought it was more like when you see the, you know, the two-headed
When you
snake,
see it, you'll shit bricks.
It's the end of days. Like there are certain people, like in cultures, there are certain like harbingers of like the end of the world, or like when you see these things, it's the end of days kind of thing. I thought maybe that's what they were, but no, they actually have powers. So the dinosaur and the fossil little ammonites use their superpower to destroy the world, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
Why, dinosaur,
like, so
why did you do this?
This went from being something more interesting to being like, your sister is Dark Phoenix from the X-Men. We have to stop her before she accidentally destroys all of reality or something. And I'm like,
I just don't like thinking about how she has an umbilical cord hanging there
right now, and
Ew,
also she's on the
gross.
beach.
That's disgusting.
There was early comments of like, I can't believe Keith still thinks the beach is a physical location. It's like, it's called a beach.
Well, what's confusing is at the beginning, you actually see you don't understand yet, because you see her standing there on the beach and you think it's a physical place because the cutscenes have her there standing.
I think one of the dumbest things they did was that it's like a clever transition, but also bad, especially since later in the game they do it the same thing but different. Because at one point when we're talking to Mama, she looks over at the rubble, and it seems to be implied that it was literally right there is where it happened, right? Like we both took the Mama scene to mean that like she was talking that the tragedy happened like right there where the camera panned to, because she's been trapped in this location. But they do the same trick. They did the exact same trick when Sam's on the boat and sees like a childhood memory of him and Emily on the beach, giving her the dream. They exchange like the dream catcher and stuff like that, and the necklace. But when that happened, that also just panned from the boat to her on the beach. So I was like, oh, that must be the beach where that they've been talking about all game. And people are like, how could you possibly think that? That's only, you know, the basic language of how movies work, and that clearly communicated that idea. You crazy.
They did like communicate it in a confusing way.
That was clearly what the movie. That's clearly what the scene, that kind of camera pan shows. It's like, oh, it's that place from my childhood, right there.
And then with this kind of like storytelling, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a physical, actual beach, and then there was the metaphorical death beach.
So now we have I
wouldn't be surprised if they both existed.
So we have a real umbilical cord and a fake umbilical cord, and we have the real beach, and then we have the death beach, and they're two separate things, but they keep calling them the same words. And it's like you could have made up a new word instead of confusing everyone. And at the very least, it's weird if people are like, and that's why you're dumb for being confused. I'm like, what? But it's confusing. That's a confusing thing. Although a thing I always observe in the comments is people are really bad at being able to place themselves back in the mind state of them being new to the game. So when they watch people from the beginning of the game, they watch people from the beginning of a playthrough from the perspective of somebody who already knows how the game ends and is fully informed in all the story, and like, oh my god, I can't believe they don't understand everything already. And it's so obvious because it's already in my head in its entirety. And that can be part of the experience.
Nobody said that we were gonna be good.
No. Okay. Oh wait, yeah, I use these guys. So one of the challenges here is you need to figure out whether or not you're in range every time. Oh shit. Obstacle? No. No obstacle. Only Zool. Alright. I don't know why I say that so much. I don't even like that movie.
Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
You don't like Ghostbusters?
Not really. I don't like it the way you're
That's an unpopular opinion.
I don't like it the way you're supposed to like it.
How do you like it?
I'm just like, it's fine.
Oh, you don't like it to the
Whatever.
extent that you're supposed to like it.
It's like mythological in nature, the extent that people are into it, and I'm like, eh.
Well, I mean, it's not like the greatest movie ever. I do get frustrated when people take something that is enjoyable and they blow it up to like this astronomical proportion. As like a person with like younger siblings who I have to show things to, I have to be like, yeah, so I'm sorry, like this is really hyped up. It's not gonna be as great as the hype is gonna make it, but it is still pretty good and we can watch it. But like, I feel bad that you had these expectations of this it won't live up to because the nostalgia isn't there for you, and also because people are crazy with and I think that movie is just really like merchandisable too.
And Ghostbusters 2 is trash.
Oh my god, I just had a flashback.
It's actual trash. It's a bad movie.
One of my favorite jokes ever in Fairly Odd Parents was they're playing charades and the dad, like, there's no context, but the dad's like, he does like this motion that looks like he's rowing a canoe, and he's like, how is this Ghostbusters 2? Because he gets it wrong. Apparently the answer was Ghostbusters 2. And he does a canoe motion. How is this Ghostbusters 2? And I always thought that was so fucking funny.
Has the exact cadence.
Everybody clap your hands. Dude,
How is this Ghostbusters 2?
How is this Ghostbusters 2? I think they lose to like the Dinkelbergs or something.
That movie is one of the most. It's so fucking lazy. They literally just took the script of Ghostbusters 1 and made it again, without like. It seems like they genuinely didn't write a new script. They're just like, sequels are just the same thing again, right? Yeah, let's just make the same thing again, and they made the same movie.
Well,
again.
people liked the first one, so they'll like it if we make it again. That's like the philosophy of a lot of people who like to remake
They
movies.
adhered to making the same structure so strongly that the black guy immediately vanishes from the film until approximately the same time code where he was introduced in the first film. So he's just not there for the first half of the second film again, because they made the same structure, so they had to introduce him to the story halfway through because they just made the same movie again. It was an experience. I did it. I connected it all the way down to Mountain Knot City. And you have like B story character that you're mostly not interacting with that constantly is getting plagued by the upcoming monster that's gonna be the bad thing at the end, but nobody trusts them. And then right when they're about to figure out, oh, this is what's happened. See, oh God, oh, the bad things happen. We gotta tell everybody. Then an authority figure steps in. It's like, no, we can't believe you. You guys are miscreants. You guys are troublemakers. And then they trap them in a building that's some kind of institution, and then they have to figure out how to leave that institution while they're formulating their plan of what to do, and then the climax happens where they fight a big monster. Like, it's note for note the same movie. It's just the first movie they're arrested, and the second movie they're institutionalized. But the same plot points happen in the same order, almost the same time of the movie, to the point where I think you could watch both movies in split screen and actually fully follow them both at the same time, because it's basically the same thing happening.
I believe that. I believe that.
I was like, I watched them on 2 consecutive days, so I'm like, this is rough. I've made a mistake. Do not do this. No one should do this. So pro tip for all you people who haven't watched Ghostbusters yet, don't watch them near each other. It's really rough. I had a somewhat similar experience not nearly as bad, but there was a little bit of an experience of like when Patreon started deciding to vote for every Zelda game back to back. So I was playing all the Zelda games, like 5 of them in 1 year of 3D Zelda games. I'm like, these are structurally the same video game.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, they have a kind of,
yeah.
There's a certain. Well, I mean, you know, at the very least, like it's a puzzle game, so it's like they kind of you need an item for this, and you can use that item to unlock this part that you encountered earlier, and like blah 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 blah. There are fun characters, and you talk to them, and Link is always in it, and Zelda is always in it, and Ganondorf's usually always in it. Like they're usually all there.
I think
it makes sense. It would kind of be that, and the whole point is like it's supposed to be like a reoccurring myth. I actually really like that aspect of Legend of Zelda a lot. That it's like different timelines or different like it's like a prophecy. It happens that way.
I like that in its vague tones more than I like it in its literal implementation. Like, I like the, like, oh, it's a reoccurring legend of some sort and some of the plot points change, but I don't like the part where, like, people try to explain to you, this is exactly the hero's fall timeline where the world floods and that leads to this exact sequel, and then this game's a sequel to that game, which is a spin-off of Dying in Ocarina of Time. And also Ocarina of Time is the single most legendary and most important video game ever that has to be super validated. So for the rest of the franchise,
that's another example of hyping something up past its worth.
Because they have to hype Ocarina of Time so much, the rest of all of Zelda is all splitting off of things that happened in Ocarina of Time. It all has to be tied to Ocarina of Time specifically and not each other, and it's like it even more further like mythologizes and hypes up specifically that one game, and it's like this is too much. This is too much.
I bought so I don't have a lot of experience playing any of the Legend of Zelda games. I never really got into them. The only one I like would ever really want to play is like Majora's Mask. And I did play.
Is very interesting.
I know everything about it. And then Wind Waker, but my ex-boyfriend was very much into Legend of Zelda, so I know a lot about it, and I watched him play almost all of them. But I got him like a book, and the book actually goes through the timeline, like the kind of the order in which the games. It has a branching tree chart of the different games. The only ones that they actually retconned were those dumb
CDI ones.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
No, Majora's Mask.
Remember how to do this? You need to close your eyes and picture your destination.
This creeper.
That's the part that's the weirdest.
I love that jacket. It's cool.
Do you like my arousal jacket?
It gives me away.
Yeah. But no, what's interesting about Majora's Mask is just how old it is. Like, it's just so old, and somehow has like a fully fledged side quest RPG system in a way that you wouldn't. That's like it's like it's the kind of system you have in like a modern like Western RPG with all the side content and things going on, but all of that's in like a 1998 game or something. Like, it's so old. While also having the schedule thing that's in like Elder Scrolls games and Dead Rising and everything. I'm like, this is terrifyingly ambitious for the 90s.
If I remember right, I think they made that game in amazingly short amount of time
In a year.
using the same assets from Ocarina.
Yeah, you straight up encounter the same characters that just aren't the same characters.
But I think they were going to
There's
make a different
wink,
game.
We're different
and, like,
people.
Miyamoto was like, this isn't good. I'm going to remake. He like basically remade it from scratch, and he used the same assets but made an entirely different game with a really fascinating and intricate story. Like, he's a genius.
I definitely enjoyed Majora's Mask more than Ocarina.
See, I think that's why I'd be like the only one I'd really like, because I think it's so different, and it's really sad when I like feeling sad.
I was able to specifically go to the exact place where where there's the quest for the cosplayer.
Hey, there you go.
Based on memory.
Oh, good job.
Sometimes I have that.
Well, I'm glad someone here does.
Dang.
The persistence of memory.
Yeah, who needs it?
Yeah, but yeah, I played Wind Waker too. I like Wind Waker because it's a weird little outlier, and the art's really beautiful.
Wind Waker. I have mixed feelings on Wind Waker. It's really beautiful, and the combat feels good for the first time in a Zelda game. Like, that's the first time that swinging a sword felt alright in a 3D game, and like I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of neat. Where like in Ocarina and Majora's, I was like, this is like placeholder combat, and also you can break it all by just spinning the joystick. If you just spin the joystick and attack, you can almost instantly kill everything. So there's no reason to learn any kind of combat system, which was rough for me, because then Shadow Link shows up in Ocarina, and you're like, wait, how do I fight this guy? I think he requires me to understand how combat works, and no other part of this game requires me to learn how combat works. So I don't know how combat works, and then you go right back to not knowing how combat works for the rest of the game anyway. Like, it was like Shadow Link was like the only part of all of Zelda where I've had to think about how you swing a sword in a Zelda game. And it's pretty much, now that I've beaten all of them except for Skyward Sword for the 3D ones, that's remains true. I still don't have to know how sword combat works in basically any of them. And the closest
really
you get might be Breath of the Wild.
The puzzle aspect, I think, is that's the main gusto of everything, you know? I think the sword fighting is really secondary.
I kind of want a midpoint to happen between Dark Souls and Zelda. Because Dark Souls is really explicitly inspired by Zelda in a lot of ways, but it way more heavily focuses on having a coherent combat system. And some of the design sensibilities for level, but not the part that this vehicle is just going to be a mistake, isn't it? But not the puzzles. But they flirted with that. You actually might... well, I guess you haven't played the Zelda games that much either, so it might not stand out that much. But the first expansion to Dark Souls 2 was like explicitly a Zelda dungeon. And it was actually like, it was weird. It was actually like a weird experience. Like, it has parts where you shoot an arrow on an eyeball button on the ceiling to open a door, or like there's a rotating object, you have to try to throw a bomb through to hit a target, and like stuff like that. Like really weird, puzzly, silly things going on, and like spike floors that you have to figure out how to disable.
I like when games do that. I think it was like in Borderlands, there's a whole Minecraft room. There's like a secret area that it's like if you go through a wall and it's just all Minecraft behind it. Like stuff like that. It's just fun. I like when games
the
have
Easter
little
eggs.
nods to other games. Yeah.
There's a Doom 2016 has a secret area in each level where you play a micro level of the original Doom.
Oh, that's awesome.
So suddenly all the assets look like the original Doom. The only weird thing is that the physical like gun on your screen still looks like current Doom, so it doesn't fit. But you're back to fighting like 2D sprites that are pretending to be in a 3D world and stuff like that.
That game was fun. It just was visceral looking, and it was. I just like feeling cool. I guess that's kind of what Doom is.
Did I send it back? I negated it. Wow, you have a long margin for error for the whole negation of the negation of enemy scan. I was so late to press that.
Gotta stretch my legs. Alright, back to that. I'm Norman Reedus. I ride a motorcycle. I have a whole show about motorcycles.
Yeah. I sent you that picture that I saw this t-shirt for that.
Yeah, you saw a t-shirt for it
at a store. for Norman
It's real.
Reedus'
It's
motorcycle
not even
show.
made up for this game.
No,
It's a real thing on
it's
AMC.
a real thing on AMC.
So AMC just wants to make more money off of the concept of Norman Reedus while they got him. He's now like the main character of Walking Dead.
You take out Daryl, we riot.
Yeah.
Says all the moms who have crushes on Norman Reedus.
I mean, riots are just the standard of how
Fans react when they're unhappy.
That's also just the normal part. That's just normal to Walking Dead, is pissing off their entire community by killing off certain characters. They did that for the 100 issue special. The 100th issue leads to the most like high profile kill, where they killed like the most popular character of the entire series, basically.
Spoilers, Keith.
You don't know. Oh, sorry,
I don't care anyway.
Also, like, comic books are super like gauche about that stuff usually, where they're literally like, who will die? Like, it's always like super explicit that something's gonna happen when those things. Okay. Do.
Look at this nice little hovel.
Hello.
Cute little.
I do approve of making your entire house inside of columnar jointing.
That's Keith's aspiration.
I'm just giving into the idea that it is that.
Even though it's not that.
I can't, it's so close. I can't tell if they're going for it or not. Because it evokes the visuals of it, but it's like something's wrong with it. It just doesn't quite look right. Kind of like it's made by an artist that doesn't understand what they're drawing.
Wow, great! You made it!
Who are you?
That voice is. That's a voice.
Evocative.
I told myself there were bound to be a few scratches, but looks like I was wrong.
Ma'am, I drove a vehicle here. We're fine.
That's the voice, but not the. Or.
No, I think it's there's only one credit for the cosplayer.
Well, maybe it's just the nurse voice, because it says nurse and then voice in parentheses.
No, I think it's the same person that voice acts the cosplayer, the spiritualist, and the nurse, is what the IMDb says. So I don't know if we're supposed to know this person. Maybe it's just that the story is somehow entertaining. I don't know. She's just a voice actor in general. So I don't know if her IMDb is noteworthy.
Huh.
Oh well.
Man, I wanted her to be like dressed like Snake or something.
Can you make it official? Whenever I mention your name to my partner, he gets all excited and starts talking about how much he wants to meet you. He's pretty interested in the chiral network too, totally on board with it and everything. But I'm still having trouble wrapping my head around it. I guess what I'm saying is that I'm okay with trying it out, just without any of the extra strings, if that's an option. If it is, then would you mind doing the honors?
Cosplayer doesn't want strings. How many of them have said that?
Not exactly like that, but they kind of imply that they don't want to.
No, I mean, like, how many of them have said? How many of them have told me have told me to do the honors? I was starting to wonder if there's a would you kindly thing going on here. Like, I feel like that's come up a lot.
They're just gonna think of other ways to say it.
Look at all these gaps we've left. We gotta step up.
It's the freaking Oregon Trail.
That's a really big dark
She
area.
looks
on the
exactly
map.
like the spiritualist.
Did they scat the same person?
It looks like.
Sam Bridges!
That's the cosplayer's partner.
Welcome to our summer home by the
He's an
fall.
otter.
You know who that is, right?
Well, thanks for making the trip.
Who's
I've
that?
always wanted to meet you.
That's Conan O'Brien.
Thinking,
Really?
is
Yeah.
that an otter on my
Oh my
head?
gosh, it is Conan
I'm just
O'Brien.
happy to see you.
Conan O'Brien, you got old.
Both. Actually, the otter's a member of the weasel family. I have weasels in my family, but enough about my brother.
Damn.
Man, you are tough. Hey, did you know that otters can survive without land? Oh yeah, they eat, sleep, even give birth, all in the water. The only thing they can't do in the water is drown.
Because they're float.
Such good swimmers, eh?
Norman Reedus will laugh. Laugh at his joke.
Wow. You laugh about as much as this guy.
Ha 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 ha
You
ha
should have this. It'll help you on your way.
I love that
What
hat.
about me? I've got an otter one.
Ha ha ha.
Come on.
Yeah, fucking laugh, Norman Reedus. Don't be an asshole.
Pretty good. Come
This is why I don't watch late night.
Man, you're the only audience I've had in like 12 years.
Oh no.
Made him cry. What?
Oh my gosh, Keith, can you wear it?
I wasn't ready for that.
He's got an otter one. He's wearing the otter one.
Oh no.
By the way, that hood was threaded by the hand of my cosplay partner. And she's amazing. It's triple stitched. That's got silk. She's incredible. Wear it and you too can ride the river rapids without fear. Unless you're afraid of looking too sexy. Right? Really? Just go. Just go, okay? Yeah, and make the river your friend. That'll be fun.
Oh my gosh, we have an otter hood.
He roar sounded too well.
Yeah,
That was like,
I can't make that noise.
that was elaborate. Everybody clap your hands.
Da, 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 da.
Where is
Otter,
it?
otter hood.
Where is it?
No.
We can only get it back at the base or something, I assume.
Everybody clap your otter.
I recognized you before we saw your hair, Conan.
He has gotten old, poor guy. I was like, oh man, it makes me kind of sad.
As the decades fly by,
I'm not hugely.
we're all gonna die.
Yes. Gather ye rosebuds while ye may.
I've still got a purple bag.
I've still got a purple bag. Do, otter hat.
I'll take your delivery as long as it's just to the place I'm going to right
Ooh,
now.
Top quality underwear. Top quality.
To South Knot City and distribution. They both want underwear. Well, that one's closer, so fuck those other guys. Wait, these people want way more underwear.
Who doesn't want top quality underwear, you know?
These people are really insecure about their underwear. You can't do 50% damage or more, or they won't want the underwear anymore. But these people just want bulk. They don't care about quality. They just want as much as possible.
They're the Costco buyers of
They want
underwear.
5 times as much underwear.
Costco. They want
So much underwear.
They want that Kirkland
I guess
brand.
I'm going that way. I need to get somewhere where I can teleport out of here. Huh! That's a lot of underwear.
Do.
That's a scary amount of underwear. Alright, we'll get back to the story, I think. I don't know what else to do besides that. Besides just run around doing random tasks all day.
Well, I'm happy we've got an otter hat.
Hep, 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 hep. Time to get back to my bike.
And
oh, hey, there's immediately this here to help out.
Thanks, friend, whoever you are. And I learned some cool facts about otters. Although, actually, I already knew that thing about them never needing land. They actually, they blow bubbles into their fur to make them more buoyant.
So that they float around.
So they groom themselves a lot, but what they're actually doing is they're blowing bubbles into their fur, and their fur so thick it actually traps the air bubbles and they float. And they just hold hands. They're really fucking cute because they hold hands.
Hold hands.
So they have they become little otter wraps.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That vehicle.
Yeah.
I don't think that's intentionally here. I think somebody crashed into this ravine and like, well, I guess this is a wash. I'm never getting this out unless I do.
Are you gonna be able to get out?
He's gonna have to, if he wants out, he's gonna have to do like the 300-point turn from Austin Powers.
I've had to do that turn before.
That was one of my, that's still, that's probably my favorite Austin Powers scene because it's the only one I remember.
That's a good sign that it's probably your favorite.
Yeah. Oh, got it. Just had to boost it. There you go.
I liked that whole bit in the second Austin Powers movie where they immediately retcon the ending of the first Austin Powers movie.
Why won't you just die? I guess I remember 2 scenes from Austin Powers. That's when she's a robot, right?
Yeah.
And then
He's like, oh, the hot girl I got in the last movie is a robot. Oh well, I'm single again. But they have that whole scene where he's trying to cover his dick. The whole like first 5 minutes where he's like walking to the hotel.
Oh yeah.
And they very strategically like hide his junk behind things.
They do that a few times. Like there's a heavily choreographed scene where they're like moving objects around and like holding out teacups and things like that. And it's all supposed to be set up like it's a normal interaction, but it's perfectly covering every hint of nudity on both of them every time they walk around the room.
It's
it takes so long.
You gotta admire that kind of coordination.
Yeah, now they just do it in front of a blue screen and just like fuck it, just fix it in post. Wee. Remember that town I almost blew up, but then I was awesome? Now I'm gonna give them underwear. The next obvious step. So I guess the cosplayer sews everyone's underwear in the neighborhood.
Well, she uses silk apparently. That is pretty fancy.
What a job. I want to point out the disappointment that we meet a female cosplayer character and she's just like, wow, thanks for the package. And then we just talk to Conan O'Brien for like 20 minutes and then she's never seen or heard from again. Excuse me, yeah. I was promised a cosplayer.
Yeah, so...
and she got immediately sidelined by a celebrity cameo and then never shows up again.
Well, it's... So, I was like, Conan O'Brien, are you the cosplayer? Because you're cosplaying as an otter? Which isn't really cosplaying, but,
It's got his, like, feet down to, like, balance. This thing hauls ass.
It does.
And crash.
It flings all your stuff forward.
Yeah.
That should be pretty cool.
I haven't been here for a while.
I know. It's been a little bit.
Don't mind me just carrying giant amounts of underwear.
He's like, yay, our savior! I've been wearing the same pair for a week.
I do find it weird that when I got a star as a reward, it was in one of these boxes.
It is weird.
When it was like a little patch for my clothes or something. I can probably see it now that we're not in the snow.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
right
it's like
there.
right
it's
there
tiny.
under my. Yeah. I guess the idea is you'll be able to see them when there's like a bar of them.
Yeah.
If you're like really committing. And if I want to make a 200 episode series. We're okay. I made it. I got the underwear, everybody. Don't worry, it's me, Sam, the hero. Hero Sam. That's who I am.
That's who I am, that's who I am, that's who I am.
Everybody thank your Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Always happy to get one, let me tell you.
He's like been wearing his underwear inside out because he's running out.
Hope you didn't kill yourself breaking in here.
That reference of like wearing the underwear forward, then backwards, then inside out and backwards.
Yeah.
That's the most revolting. That's such a horrifying idea.
Or he's just going commando.
And I don't remember where I heard that from anymore. But I always questioned like why you'd need that.
With the help of the chiral network, we've recovered experimental data which should provide a boost to our ongoing research and development initiatives. As a matter of fact, we've already made one breakthrough that can be applied to our weapons programs.
I don't want guns.
Hematic rounds. Anti-BT ammunition that utilizes the unique properties of your own blood.
I only want to shoot imaginary people.
It's important to remember that with each shot fired, you'll be expending a small quantity of your own blood. And depending on the situation, you may be better off switching back to conventional ammo. Further details can be found in the list of equipment available for fabrication.
I think if we level up our rank with a roboticist, we might get more robots.
That's probably worth doing.
Yeah.
If we level up our rank with Conan O'Brien, do we get more otter hats?
I don't know.
You get a whole otter suit.
Ooh. My number of bots just went up from 1 to 2.
There you go.
So basically, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it happened on its own.
I just gave this guy underwear, and it's like, now you got 2 bots. I'm like, why did that happen? Okay. Let's see. It's about time to close out the episode, but I want to get the hat on.
Yay!
Whenever you like, Sam.
Important.
We're always happy to make time for a hero.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
And if I have more bots, I've gotta send more bots out. The junk dealer. So many people. Like me more, roboticist. Just in general. And the cosplayer.
Look at those. The fluffy Cryptobite soft toys.
Fluffy Cryptobite soft
I would
toys.
totally buy one of those. Those things are adorable.
I want to see. Is it going to deploy 2 of them? Are we going to see it? I want to hear them harmonize.
No.
Aww. You teased me with the idea of 2 robots, and I didn't even get 2 robots. Dang. Yes, this button. It's I had a lot of button prompts to read through to figure out which one was the right one. If I get enough robots, I can just make friendship progress without trying.
You get those stars.
I think they count.
Get those stars for fake.
Yeah.
You cheat those.
Get my stars for fake. I mean, it's just work smarter, not harder.
He's like...
It's just like my last job where I just automated my own work out of existence, and then I just sat there and looked at Tumblr and Imager all day, basically. And I was just scrolling through pictures because I was like nullifying my own labor by automating my own job. No, at the water board.
Oh, okay.
So it was spreadsheet work, and I was figuring out every week how to automate it even more. So my own job was going away, and I just wasn't telling anyone.
That's...
Would you tell people?
No, that's funny. That's very Office Space.
Yeah. My stapler? My stapler?
Excuse me, sir. Have you seen my stapler?
Where's my hood?
Is that a red swing light?
Where's my otter hood?
What the fuck?
I don't want my weapon rack. I want my otter hood. I don't like the love knot.
Nah.
The love knot is a little old thing where the fuck is my hood?
Otter hood, yeah.
What? I think you did that when I pressed start.
You doing okay there, buddy? Have a hard day?
What if the otter hood is just a replacement for my hood that comes up when I'm in the rain?
Oh.
What if I'm already wearing it? I can't even tell. Have you used your otter hood? Let's be sure to use your. You think it messaged me twice about it?
That otter hood I made for you is pretty special. I know because I tested it out myself. By putting it on, you transform into an otter. And I'm not just talking about your appearance. You literally become one in the water.
Whoa!
Did you notice?
Literally.
Did you notice I even put a Bridges logo on it for you?
You didn't think this game had furries in it, but it does. Literally become an otter.
Norman Reedus furries, everyone's dream. That's proof that no one else has done anything like it. I'm so happy that I'm able to support your work. Us humans should strive to live in harmony with nature. We won't survive for long if we're always fighting against it. We need to go with nature's flow, surrender ourselves to the natural rhythms of the world. That's what I think anyway. That's why some people think it's just that's why I got into cosplay. I want to lose myself in a character. Let the character take over. Some people think it's just an excuse to wear fancy clothes, but they're missing the point. It's an art, the art of transformation. I think cosplay means doesn't cosplay have to be a character? I don't know.
Think so,
by
but I'm not sure.
definition. We should all embrace our place in the world. There was a time when I tried to stay apart from it all, but after meeting my beloved, my eyes have been opened, and that's why I've decided I'm going to sign a contract with Bridges and see where that takes me. Heart and lots of thumbs up.
I guess cosplay probably just stands for costume play.
I guess so. I just thought like
they don't tell you how to use the hood. Oh god, he talked so much more.
When I was
a professional host.
When I was younger, I was something of a professional host. I travel all over the country and speak at events, meet interesting people, and so on.
Oh, that's what we're talking about who he really is. I was gonna say a host in a Japanese game means something else.
Oh yeah, or in high school host club. I want to cosplay that. I want to cosplay that because I'd be a really cute host. So I'd give flowers to all the pretty ladies. I keep the flower too.
And that's all that hosts do.
Yes.
Just give them a flower.
That's all. In my own little way, I was helping to bring America together too. I really believed that. Sure, I was scared of BTs, but I had lots of porter friends, so we used to travel together from city to city. They called me the wandering host. I remember the first time I was asked to take part in a cosplay event. I didn't really understand the concept at first, but that event opened my eyes and showed me how wonderful cosplay could be. Most people are skeptical, but it's something you can't understand unless you've experienced it for yourself. A total transformation into someone or something else. I was an instant convert. I started running my own cosplay events, trying to get everyone to see how amazing it really is. It was at one of these events that I met my girl. Her costumes are incredible on a whole other level. It's not just her technique either, it's her spirit, her soul. She's transcended to a higher plane. Anyway, she's the one who made you that otter hood. Maybe you've already noticed, but putting that on will pretty much turn you into an otter. That's sure to be useful at some point, right? Yes. I want to share her passion with the whole world, and that's why I persuaded her to hook up to the chiral network and join the UCA the next time you drop by. With my people skills and her designs, we'll get the whole country on the cosplay train before you know it. What a weird thing.
All 12 of us that are still alive.
Does Conan O'Brien actually cosplay in real life?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
This
like,
seems
does
like a
Conan
weird...
O'Brien know that they went this way with this character, where he's like almost strangely obsessed with this exact premise? That's worth questioning.
Do you know the guys from Mythbusters?
I know there's a walrus.
Yes, not the walrus, the other guy.
Not the walrus.
The other one.
That's a great sentence. Not the walrus.
He actually did a TED talk on cosplaying because apparently he's really into cosplay, and he cosplayed as No Face during like WonderCon or like a very big convention.
Is No Face the character from Spirited Away?
Yeah, he had like a full No Face
the
costume.
Feels meme.
Yeah,
where he's getting swept away by the water.
Yeah,
and they write feels all over the water.
Oh yeah, exactly that one. But I thought that was really interesting. Oh, his name's like Jamie Heineman, or I don't know if that was the walrus. I think his name might be Jamie Heineman. But no, I thought that was really interesting. I wouldn't have guessed. But apparently he thinks of it as being like a level of like social connectivity. So maybe that's why it's in this game.
Maybe. Lore. We're in the deep lore now. There's no getting out.
Otter level of underwater lore.
Hope you blew bubbles.